have a dream. Let's make it real. No better time than now. Ask like ever. We have a dream. Ask like ever. Let's make it real.
Today I've got another amazing, beautiful guest. She's an inspiration to so many people. I met her 3 years ago and she inspired me to get more healthy. Her name is Shahana Noor, and I will give you a bit of background before I introduce her, get her on. She's actually sitting here, obviously. She's actually the owner of Freedom Pilates and Superfoods. She's into superfoods and has been a dedicated teacher of Pilates since 2009. That's quite a long time. She's decided to take on Pilates as a teacher after a back injury and after not receiving the correct rehab method. So she decided to look into Pilates. So that's how she discovered that. And she actually specialising in helping people to reduce back pain and people who've got post-antenatal pregnancies and things like that. So there's a lot of ladies who may be pregnant and feel that, you know, they looking a bit of exercise. This is actually perfect for yourselves, you know. She is very, very passionate about teaching Pilates and educating people about their bodies. She teaches with compassion and with intellect. She brings a smile and positive energy to every session and class and strives to offer each client. So she's an amazing, amazing individual. Welcome, Shana.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. That's great. It's a great introduction there. Thank you.
No, this is nothing. I mean, I can fit everything in there. You know?
Yeah,
You're an
absolutely.
amazing lady.
Thank you.
You did inspire me many years ago when I met you.
Yeah.
And we were sitting having a coffee and, you know, you're kind of talking about your dream and, you know, and then you were teaching you had a lot of clients about their bodies and you were really passionate. I could sense people who are really passionate.
Absolutely.
And there's people who just do it for money and there's people who really want to help people.
Yeah.
And you were one of them.
Well, I've got a job that I absolutely love and I think that really comes across a lot, you know, especially when you do something you really love. And I've been now full-time. Before that I was doing it part-time as well as working for the public sector, but now I've been doing it full-time for 5 years. And I think I was starting off full-time when we met.
Yeah.
So it was like totally enthusiastic, you're a new teacher out there wanting to change the world like everybody does, you know. So I think I've changed a good few hearts and minds over towards Pilates, definitely.
Oh yeah, I think you have, and you definitely have, you know, changed my thoughts on that because when I started Pilates about a year ago, I thought of you, you know, first, and then you were talking about it. I never tried it after I met you, and it took me a while, and I thought I need to try this, and because I didn't know much about it, and not many people actually talked about it. You could hear about yoga, but you don't hear of Pilates, so that's something. But let's talk about because we want the viewers to kind of know more about it.
Absolutely,
and give them a bit of information. And I think that if people do understand, they possibly will look into it and try it and see the benefits of it.
Yeah.
So, what is Pilates? What is it? I mean,
well, Pilates is a movement system that's designed to challenge the body. You know, people repeatedly say to me, "Oh, that's really challenging." Well, actually, it's meant to be. It's a workout. And basically what you're doing is strengthening your core muscles, which are 10 muscles, starting from the pubic bone towards the breastbone, all the way around, which is corset area, and 3 muscles of your buttock, yeah? So, because this is the area that you do all your movements in life. You sit, you stand, you twist, you turn, you reach, you carry. Everything comes from the core. So the core muscles have to be strengthened in order to have really a good quality of life. So, you do all the movements come about by engaging into the abdominal muscles, so pulling the belly muscles in towards you and up a little bit under the rib cage, and then just doing the movements, and you just work to your own abilities. You don't work to anybody else's. You're working to your own abilities, how you're doing it, and the class is led that way. It can be modified exercises as well as working your way up towards more challenging movements. So It's a core-based exercise system.
I think a lot of ladies would be interested in, because
Yeah,
we seem to have that, especially with the ladies. There's this like a part that kind of goes a bit wide as time goes on, and I think it's amazing exercise. So how? I mean, give us a bit of history about that. How does it? I mean, Pilates. Was it? Did it came from the East, or who invented or created this kind of exercise?
It was a man by the name of Joseph Pilates.
Yeah.
He was the one that's sort of the founder, really, of Pilates. He's from German descent and came to Britain just through the war situation, and ended up in a hospital here in Britain, somewhere down south. Can't really remember the area, but he helped in the hospital to rehabilitate soldiers that were injured, and from there he was very avid, also, you know, enthusiastic in taking care of his own body. You know, he was a great gymnast, a great athlete, boxer, you know, weight training. So he's a strong man, you know, as well as having all his war training exercises that they do there as well. So he then decided to put into place helping soldiers that were injured by asking them to move pretty quickly after operations, or amputees, or things that happened. So he had this sort of format which he designed from partly a little bit from yoga, a little bit from athletic training, a little bit from gymnastic training, and designed this whole program around how to move your body correctly in order to get the best quality out of your body and to stay pain-free, basically, isn't it? I mean, that's really what you want. You want to be strong and pain-free, and people really suffer from a lot of neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, you know, abdominal pain. So you want to try and make it out so that people lead a good quality of life. So he was really the founder. He then went to America, set up in New York after the war with his wife, and set up a studio across the road from a dance school. And really his first customers were dancers, so it was the dancers really of the world that have made it very popular in Pilates. And Pilates in America is super popular, you know, and in Europe. So in Britain, it's taken its time coming around, but I think it holds its own now. I think Pilates does hold its own name now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So some people, I mean, as I mentioned before, that yoga is well known. There's a lot of stuff in the media, and every time you turn, it's and there's a lot of yoga classes. Now, you said about Pilates being the core, you know, focusing on the core, and some people might say yoga does a similar thing. So is it like yoga, or, I mean, because yoga does partly, I think, focus on the core as well, I presume. Because when I do a bit of yoga and I see a massive difference, I find Pilates harder.
Yeah, no, it is, for sure.
But when you do the exercise, and people might say, oh, it's easy, but it's like a small movement.
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between Pilates and yoga is that yoga's more working from a spiritual basis. You know, it comes from a very spiritual, deep basis where you're connecting your body and mind and working towards sort of enlightenment. And yoga's, you know, they take a lot into consideration the deep breath that you breathe in and how you release that breath. And it's a spiritual aspect to yoga. And that's where my understanding of it is. I know there's plenty of yogis out there that might turn around and even message us and say, no, but this is my understanding of yoga. And Pilates comes from more mentally, you've got to engage mentally in order to understand how your body can then perform. So, and that's where the difference is. So yes, Pilates is definitely a workout. Yoga is very challenging. You know, some of the poses are very challenging, and it takes time to build up on it. Just like everything out there, it just takes time to practice both and build up on them. Oh yeah.
It does take practice. And as I've been doing Pilates only for a short period of time, and I've been really becoming more aware of my breathing. I mean, that's the amazing thing that I'm finding for me is like, because we're so used to kind of breathing normally and just not breathing properly. You know,
I think that's absolutely it. You know, because we all breathe shallow breathing from our chest, you know, at the very top, but really your breath should come from low down, breathing in, filling up, and also holding the breath for a short time, even starting off by holding the breath for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and releasing longer. So the out breath should always be longer than the in breath, because that lifts up the diaphragm and massages the heart and lungs, so you've got a great added benefit to that. Everybody loves a hug, everybody loves a massage, so do the heart and lungs. So you want to create this, what is called an intra-abdominal pressure, where you're releasing all the breath out of your body, you know, in order to take another breath in. So breathing, so important. First thing we do, last thing we do, you know, it's when we arrive in the world, it's the first thing we leave, it's the last thing we do. So definitely the in-between part, you must try and breathe correctly. And I do find that trying to explain to people how to breathe, they'll say to me, but I am breathing. You're like, yes you are, but there is other types of breathing, and I think that one is one that usually gets people. I still haven't grasped the breath, but honestly it's a case of taking your time, just understanding it and practicing it at home. You know, just when you've got quiet moments, it's a real key time to practice little things to how to breathe properly, how to sit, you know, for not long periods of time, how to sit for short periods of time, and standing up and allowing your body to stretch out, lengthen out, you know, after short bursts. Just keep on the move, you know, and that's what Joseph Pilates was all about, just keep on the move. You know, always doing tasks, not always working, but just sort of keeping on the move, keeping your body going, keeping it energised at all times.
There will be a lot of people would benefit from that breathing, because especially the stress in the shoulders and upper back and all that. Because I know when I'm breathing, I could feel the tension just slowly. After a few breaths, I just feel really relaxed. But even my shoulders feels relaxed. The tension goes down. So even with people who are working in offices and their desks, you know, and their laptops.
Well, the thing is, I think because we're so busy these days, I think everybody's busy, and we've also got this sort of last maybe 5 years opportunities of working at home. You know, there's a guy that came to see me who's working at home, ran his own business, and he was sitting in a garden chair. Well, no wonder his back was sore. You know, his back was really sore. So, and really helped him, aligned his back and gave him the benefits that he needed. And really it is about your posture. Posture's massive. You've got to get out of your seat. If you treat your home like an office, then, you know, you've got to give yourself a break. You've got to walk away from your office space environment that you've created at home and go and lengthen yourself, stretch yourself out, walk about, take telephone calls walking, because it's like you're saying, you know, this little bulge that we end up with, it really does come from just over sitting and the abdominal muscles just pushing themselves out, and you've really got to suck them back in and up, you know, get into those, suck them back in and up. So yeah, it would be the posture, massive. Keep the shoulder blades down, stretch out the neck, roll them back, you know. Like yeah, definitely. Do a little neck rolls and things. So it's like little and I'll say to people all the time, if you're working in an open plan office, get your colleagues to join in. Just say, come on everybody, we're just going to stand up and let's do a big lengthen stretch, reach your arms to the ceiling, and you know, and it's just really stretching is amazing, absolutely amazing for the body. Stretch the fascia all the time. It's a good one.
Well, so I hope the viewers have got some information there that could put them in practice. The thing about Pilates is you don't really need any kind of equipment to start off. That's a great thing, you know. You don't need, if you're going on holiday, you don't need to carry anything with you. You can do it anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. I mean, there is like places available where you use reformers, they're called, and these are Pilates equipment. But honestly, you could just start off on the mat and work your way up, doing that for years. And if you feel that you want to have a different preference on practicing Pilates, then yeah, go ahead, try the reformers. It's just going to deepen your connection, you know, deepen what you're already. It's really just about how you take your fitness levels up that little bit, and reformers, that's what they're about, you know. It's just moving on to different equipment, trying things to use, and really deepening your engagement, you know. The other aspect of Pilates is that how much it's a a movement system for the whole of the body, for your mind, for your spine, for lengthening. You know, it just gives you that relaxation as well. You know, although we don't feature like a point of relaxation within the lesson as such, but it's when you get home. You know, you feel that really good feel factor and you go to sleep really well and deep. And that's a relaxation part of Pilates once you've practiced it. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. I know that there may be people who go to the gym regularly and do the weights and things like that. And I watched people when they go to the weight and they stretch, but it's kind of go halfway and they're kind of building muscle, but they're not flexible. They're not like, you see even the breathing's not right, but they may look good with it. Muscle, you know what I mean?
Oh, they look good.
But when it comes to maybe other things, maybe doing even the cardio side or even movement of the leg, the stretching, they can't go that far.
No, they can't.
And but I think it's ideal. I mean, if somebody was, people going to the gym, it's actually using the Pilates and doing the both together.
I
would
think
be
so.
actually
That
perfect.
I say to a lot of people, look, at least practice Pilates once a week. It's so good for your body, especially you find it in the young ones. The younger male who I've had 2 young men come to see me recently, and both of them are upper body strong. And forgetting about how small their waistline go, how non-existent their bottoms go, really, and then they end up with these, and it's like the Popeye look, the spinach man, Popeye, the spinach man. It's that sort of look they end up with. Not just young men, we're not just picking on the men, no, we're not. But even young girls, they're going for this smaller waistline effect look, this type of look. But what they forget is that you've got to stretch out and lean out the muscle, lengthen out the muscle. The more they lengthen out the muscle, the more health and the more oxygen will flow through the muscle, because that's where the breath that engages into the breath, and then the heart pumps out the blood and the oxygen, it's all oxygenated, and you get a far much healthier muscle. Because a short muscle is a really confined muscle, and it's not getting any of the benefits. So you're totally right, everybody should do Pilates at least once a week, to get the leanness of the muscle and to get the flow of blood and oxygen through the muscle.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, that's got health benefits to itself, for that. So, good one. That was a good point to make, actually.
Yeah, it's just because I observe it and I'm thinking, oh my God, yeah, I think it will benefit everybody. I love the fact that you could do it whenever. You don't need much equipment, especially when I'm doing like setups. It's like a slow movement, and I'm feeling it. Whereas I've been to the gym many years, and kind of, I've been told to do this way, that way by the instructors. But when I was doing Pilates, I was told to do kind of a slow movement, and I realized it was so difficult. But I'm seeing I could feel it at the right place on the right places, and even if you feel like, oh, this is not going to happen, it's not going to work. But after you do even 10, you're like, oh, I'm feeling that area.
Yeah.
And I think this is the thing about the ladies, because I was thinking, we're told as time goes on, and if ladies reach a certain age, med kind of goes wide, and I think it's mainly kind of mental. We believe needs to happen. We just feel that we don't need to go that direction wide. If we focus on our core, and as you said, core is the main thing. And in Chinese medicine, they say the core is where everything is the alignment, all the kind of points for the acupuncture is. That's the second
it's
brain.
Your second brain, yeah.
The second brain, isn't
that's
it?
Right, yeah.
And we forget about the second brain, so we couldn't focus on. We need to.
Is that gut feeling thing?
Yeah. Gut feeling, and we forget about that. We don't focus on that gut, and that's something that's come to my mind in the last few days. I'm like, we class as a second brain, and even in Chinese medicine, they think the acupuncture point, everything comes into your tummy.
Definitely.
It's linked to your back, your leg.
Yes,
it's that point. And where we should be actually focusing on, working on, it's like Pilates does that. It's focusing on your core muscles and tightening that up, and then you feel the whole benefit, body benefits from just
absolutely.
That.
No, you do. And the great thing about it is, Aladin, it's not even for certain age group or anything like that. You know, I find more and more younger people coming towards classes now as well, you know, as young as even 18 years old, and they're coming towards classes because they can actually feel the benefits, because they themselves lead such sedentary lifestyles, it's sitting down a lot, you know, and because we've got so much technology at our fingertips, you know, we can do anything, you know. I recently even heard that somebody was telling me recently that a guy from his office test drove his car, his new car, from his office seat in his office just to see how the layout of his dashboard and everything was. I know this is, it doesn't comprehend with me either, no. But this is how much technology we've got. So people can do so much at sitting at home. So you've got to really think about getting up your body out of it. And young people, I think that it's not that I'm blaming young people, it's just young people have got so much access to technology. They've been born with it.
Yeah.
You know, they've been brought up with it, whereas it was introduced to us in our age group. I mean, it came to us. I was not born with a mobile phone. So, and we know when to sometimes put it away or take it on, you know. And I think it's more if you just think about your posture at all times, get up, stand up, because if you think about your buttocks, they support your back.
Yes.
Your thighs support your buttocks. The buttocks support the back, and it all just works in accordance to that. And you want to make sure that everything is lengthened, you know, as possible. So, yeah, really important. And as you say, women, we've got to take care of our pelvic floor.
Yeah,
we've got to take care of our pelvic floor, ladies. Come on. We've got to be, especially if we've had babies. Doesn't matter. You've just got to take care of your pelvic floor. And that's a whole set of muscle groups that need that extra bit of attention, you know. And even in later life, it really needs far much more attention, you know. So, I mean, it covers all aspects. It really does, Pilates. So definitely give it a go, guys. Everybody's got to get up and give Pilates a go, definitely.
Well, what we should do is the next, maybe one of the shows, we bring you back in, take this table away, and show the viewers some
Yes,
exercise.
definitely.
What do you
Let's
think
do
we
it.
should?
I think we should. I think we should start off something pretty basic and
Yes.
get people joining in. Yeah, sending us.
That's something that we should be doing, and we will be doing. We'll get to one of the shows, and I'll get Shanna back, and we'll do some exercises. Now, let's talk about, I mean, I know you do that. What else do you do? What's other?
Well, my other role is I'm a nutritionist.
Yes.
But specifically, I'm a nutritionist on superfoods.
Yes.
And superfoods are foods that hold nutrition.
Uh-huh.
So you get the white potato. Once you cook it, it doesn't really hold a lot of vitamins and nutrients. But if you get a sweet potato and cook it, it will still hold on to all the nutrients, the vitamins, and that's what a superfood is. So like hemp is superfood, seaweed is a superfood, because these are things that hold on to their nutrients. And my role is basically to help people come off the medical model of continuously taking drugs or medication for even things like diabetes 2, which can be cured through food. You know, if you change your diet, change your lifestyle by adding a little bit of exercise, instead of being medication for all your days. Thyroid issues, you know, it's really common amongst women, sort of the underactive thyroid. The overactive thyroid is a little bit more complicated and does need a little bit more intervention, but the underactive thyroid, definitely curable. There's loads of things out there, you know, blood pressure, high blood pressure. In some cases, it is curable, you know, in some cases not. So I'm watching what I'm saying here, because I don't want the audience to get it wrong, that I'm saying everything is curable. It depends on individuals and how you talk to them. But really, basically, a superfood nutritionist, my role is to help people, to guide them towards changing their lifestyle and how they're eating food, you know, and how much meat are you consuming. How much dairy are you consuming? You know, how much plant-based foods are you consuming? So it's like trying to do a similar thing to Pilates, is educate people on eating, you know, good, wholesome food, and trying to keep it organic, you know, as much as possible.
I take, I've been taking superfoods for a wee while. I love the hemp protein.
Oh, I love hemp protein. I live off that one. Yeah. And how important protein is to the body, you know.
That's exactly.
You know, I seen your little mixture there. What was in that?
It was hemp protein. It's achia powder. Is that how you pronounce it?
A chia powder, yeah,
Camu camu.
Kombucha.
Kombucha. And I had this. Just one or two other things I put in. I'm trying to remember. Goji berries.
Oh, lovely.
Goji berries.
Goji berries are going back to the Far East, where were found so many millions of years ago, and have got. This is what they're saying is behind them from the Far East, is that if you eat goji berries every day, just a little handful, you increase the longevity of your life. You know, that's how good they are. That's how much vitamins and nutrients they carry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the people in the East, some parts of the world, and you see they're actually living over 100, and they're very active.
Very active, and that's what you want to be, is active. It's not a case of just living for, you know, a long time. It's about staying active. You know, and I was speaking to a man today, and he's 60, and he does amazing Pilates moves. He's really talented, and he was saying to me today, you know, Shahana, I think I'm doing too much, and maybe I should take it. I says, but what was your dad doing at your age? He says, my dad was sitting down. At 60-year-old, my dad was sitting down, and this man at 60-year-old is playing golf 2-3 times a week. He is playing, he goes to the gym, he's on his bike, he does walking, and he works full-time as a financial advisor. So you can see how much he's going to increase his own longevity of life if he just maintains what he's doing. And he eats so well, you know, he's really putting the right nutritions into his body. And basically, superfoods is to get the vitamin content out of the food, the nutrition, the trace minerals, all the goodness out of the food is what you want to get.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I don't do loads of stuff, but I want to do loads of workshops and things and show people how easy it is to take superfoods, as you know.
You should do that.
I should come back.
You should come back and bring your superfoods, and we'll just have it. And it'll be really interesting.
So interesting. I think we should educate the masses on superfoods.
We should. Yeah, we're going to do that then. We need to bring back Stan again, and we're going to talk about superfood, just about and it's something that I'm very interested in. And I'm open to learning more about it. And I do feel that you know, people's got this mindset of, okay, you're a certain age, that's till your life's over.
No,
you know.
No.
And when I look at people in other parts of the world who are living over 100, very active and everything, I'm like, no, they've got different mindsets.
Totally. The Japanese, longest living community on this earth, and you know what they have?
What?
They have seaweed once a day, teaspoon of seaweed. And you know, we have in Scotland the best seaweed, Ascafilin seaweed, the best seaweed. And it's all over the logs. And I don't understand why we cannot even go to Morrison's and buy it. Why they have to come to specialised places. 1 teaspoon a day. The benefits are so amazing, far-reaching. Iron levels, fantastic. Yeah, better than that iron pill that you get from the place we won't want to mention. Your local high food store. And also, the one that you would get from the doctor, I mean, they're not so good in their content. Yeah. You know, so if you took seaweed, you would get so many other benefits in addition to just getting iron, calcium, and all the nutrients that seaweed does provide, you know. So that's one. I mean, I take up to about 30 superfoods a day. I live off them, you know. I need to take them in because obviously...
So you must be super healthy.
I hope so. I hope I do.
Because you know, the seaweed, I love seaweed.
Oh, so do I. But it's not the seaweed that you find people say to me. It's the same seaweed that's wrapped in the, what do you call them?
You mean
sushi? No. This is Scottish seaweed. This is robust as Scottish.
So what do you think of the seaweeds? Because I don't know if I'm taking the right seaweed or not, but I buy those packets and it's roasted seaweed. What's the benefit? So because I love seaweed.
I think they're good too.
It's
but
just
but you've got to find the right specimen of seaweed. There's loads of seaweed. There's kelp. There's spirulina. There's algae. There's loads of seaweed specimens out there. But you've got to find which one is doing the most amount of benefits, and Ascafilin is one of the Scottish amazing. Get it in the Hebrides, fantastic. It's a great company up there, and they deliver great, you know. So I mean, that's where look, our logs, we've got loads, I think we've got 300 logs, and all the logs have got seaweed, so there's a lot of seaweed to go about, so come on, Scottish community and everybody else with it, get on the seaweed.
Well, we need to go and get the seaweed.
Get
yeah,
the seaweed,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know the local log.
That's it.
Go in there and get some seaweed.
Dry it.
Dry go. Now, there's also something else you do. You mentioned about alignment. Tell me
Alignment therapy.
Alignment therapy. Tell me
Yeah,
about a bit of
yeah.
that.
I've trained in massage techniques. I've trained in 3 massage techniques. I'm a aromatherapist,
Yeah.
and I've trained in trigger point massage therapy, and I've also trained in an Indian massage therapy, which is really to try and understand how to separate the tight muscle from the bone, taking it away from the spine and giving you much more freedom of movement. So people that come with like back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, spine, you know, pelvis misalignment can come to see me on a one-to-one basis, and we do like deep tissue massage over the fitness clothes, so there's no, you don't need to take anything off. And then what I do is we do Pilates types of stretches, lengthening and movements in order to then strengthen the area that needs the strengthening.
Yes.
So, I mean, the effects of it is just amazing, because it's one of the things that I do most. I unfortunately don't have the time to teach a lot of classes. I teach about 6 or 7 classes a week, but alignment therapy on a one-to-one basis is where my role really lies. And I don't do any manipulation as chiropractors and osteopaths and some physios do. There's no manipulation work. It's allow the body to find its own way back to where it should be. Even if you are born with an issue, we can always still find a way to work out for the body's best mechanisms in order to get the best quality of life for that area. You know, a young man came to see me today, and he was shortened on one leg because due to what happened when he was a young child, his operation was to cut off his growth from his knee, the growth plate from his knee, to stop his growth in order to fix a different issue. Yeah. But when he's come to me, he doesn't seem to have any sort of movement on one side, but it's just because everything's compressed up, so it all needs to just come out. So we have to do some, you know, massage techniques into the groin, therapy, lengthening slowly, allowing the body to find its own way back. Really, basically, that's what it is. And people just love alignment therapy. Those who have had alignment therapy from me really do love it, you know. And, you know, it is challenging, because you do feel the next day that you might have been ran over by a big, you know, something flattening you out. But listen, after that initial effect, the goodness does come in, and you do feel really light for days on end, you know, it really does. And it is something that you don't have to do all the time. People in a healthy position that could come just once every 3 months just to get themselves aligned, make sure everything's in place. And those who need it probably need a little few sessions, you know, between 4 and 6 sessions is a good thing to have, you know, of alignment therapy. And I align myself all the time, making sure that nothing's out of context, get it all back in quick, you know, keep everything flowing.
So you're obviously more aware of your body, so you kind of know you're out of line. So there are a lot of people who come to you are not used to that awareness.
Well, the thing is, most people feel themselves like if the shoulder's too high, or, you know, one side of the neck's a bit too tight, and they're always going to massage one side. Everybody knows where they're at with their bodies, you know, and they know how to. They don't know how to heal it, but and this is one of the areas. Sometimes going to repeatedly getting the area manipulated is not a good thing, because you're not getting. How are you learning to put strength into that area then?
Yeah.
You know, if you continue to get something manipulated back into alignment, then how can you strengthen it? You know, so my way is to try and give people like an all-round, you know, give them the knowledge, give them the strength, give them the ability to understand their bodies, how to move, so they leave with re-educating them, you know, educating them in what they need to know, and re-educating things that they don't know, you know, so just really bringing everything together.
Yeah, so as you said, educating people, education is very important. And
Very important, it's very important. I think if we understand how our bodies work, I think I
always kind of said to the viewers that your body is so intelligent.
So
You know,
intelligent.
it's like the cells listen to what you give the instructions. So you and I do feel, I personally believe that, you know, you're talking about becoming aware of, you know, if you're out of aligned, you know, and if your body will kind of give you that, as you said, you could kind of notice up and down the stress or the pain or something that kind of, but, and taking action quite quickly to put yourself that back to alignment again is very important. But if you're out of that alignment for a long period of time, is it difficult to go back?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it does, of course, take time, depending on age. I think the younger you are, the better it is. You know, you get back there pretty quick. But of course, the older you are, you know, the more time it's going to take. And the one thing that I can definitely say to people is, you know, watch your posture. Just be careful of your posture. Try not to stand too much to one side, not sit. Don't lift the legs to one side. You know, I think, and especially within the Asian community, we've got a real habit of lifting our legs up and sitting with the legs up, folded in lotus position or to one side, you know. And you've got to really watch that, because if you're folding your legs, folding them underneath you, you're turning the whole body to one side, so that you're weight bearing more on one side. So it's really important to make sure that you come out of that. I'm not saying, you know, everybody likes a little slouchy day, a duvet day, you know, you want to slouch on the couch, but you want to obviously come out of that as well, and just bring your body into its correct position as well. So and that's really important, to stand up, go for walks. Come on, that's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you could just put a nice jacket on, wrap yourself up, especially in autumn. Autumn's a great season, isn't it? You know, just wrap yourself up, get ready for the winter, and go for a walk. We've got great parks around in Glasgow, so, you know, take yourself, or you could join a walking group. There's loads of walking groups that go out in Pollock Park and Queen's Park, or join a walking group and start your fitness from anywhere. You know, as you say, you know, you can do Pilates anywhere, but sometimes, you know, if you don't want to invest financially into anything, then just get up and start walking, move about, take in the fresh air, be next to nature, the best thing.
So we haven't got much time left, but if you want to get in contact with you, how do they find you?
Well, I'm online, Freedom Pilates. Yeah, just Freedom Pilates, and you'll find me, or even just put Shahan in. On the south side of Glasgow, I've got 2 classes, both based in churches. So
good energy.
Yes, good. Yes. So both on Wednesdays. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't get another day. So yeah, just really get in touch through the website, Freedom Pilates, and there's a little booking form there. You can fill that out. Even if you just want to ask a question, you know, and you want to know something, drop me an email. You know, join. I've got a Facebook page and Instagram page and all the rest of it that goes with it. Yeah, and just get in touch, and let's take it from there and see how people want to. The thing about it is, I think it's best to ask questions, you know, and I've put a few posts up on Facebook myself, and it's great the feedback that you get from people when they're asking questions, and I think that's usually the start of building people's knowledge towards just a different way of moving, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely a different way of moving. I love it. I mean, I love
great.
it. As I said, I'm new at it, fairly new at it, and it takes time.
Totally,
it takes time to build, and it's like going to the class maybe once a week, or
enough. Once a week is enough.
To do that, and better if you go in twice a week, but once a week is enough to do. And as I said, I'm finding it a benefit, and I'll keep doing it, and I would recommend anyone to, go to the class. Try it out, and doesn't matter what age you are.
Absolutely, or gender. Yeah. Do you hear the men always say it's a ladies thing? No, come on, gents, get to Pilates. It's an everybody thing.
Yeah, get to Pilates. That's it. Get to Pilates.
That's it.
So. I think it's amazing, and I've learnt so much from you today. I know I go to the classes, but I've back about the history, what it actually does and benefits, and so many amazing things.
So many benefits. The list of benefits is amazing, and people usually just come because they say it helps you with sore back. That's probably the biggie, but oh my goodness, the benefits are far, far wide reaching, get onto Google and find out, or get onto my Facebook page, or even the website to find out. So
Yeah.
there's loads of benefits, yeah.
Before we go, I'll just double check if there's any comments, and I'm sure looking at the page. Oh,
Get onto Google and find out, or get onto
where we live there in this one page is there. Before we go, I'll just double check it. Looks like there are comments, but I can't get into it.
Okay, right, okay, that technology for is not working.
I'm
when it
not
wants
going to. Yes, yeah, no. Plus, I'm not that great with technology myself, though. That's what. But I'm sure a lot of people are benefiting. I'm sure there have been some comments that we could go back to and maybe answer.
Absolutely,
We go to the
yeah.
page,
Mhm.
Yeah, a comment on the oh, hello, but Debbie, I can see Debbie. Hello, how you doing? Hi. Talib, hi. Yeah, it's amazing. I love everybody's watching. We're actually growing the audience, and this channel is about inspiring people. It's people bringing guests,
Totally.
amazing guests like you coming on
Thank you.
and sharing your knowledge and your experience, and helping the viewers to hopefully just. If they don't take action, at least they know something about it.
Definitely. I mean, I look forward to coming back with the superfood stuff.
I am
think
looking.
we can do that together. Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll
that
have
would
our
be
pennies on, ready making up superfoods.
That's something we definitely want to get you back on to do that. And that I would love that. I mean, I'm passionate about that. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah. That's something we both have knowledge in. Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you, and I'm looking forward for you to come back. And
Absolutely,
and I'm
I
sure the
will.
viewers
Thank
are
you.
also looking forward for you to come back. Well, thank you, everybody. Shan has been amazing. I mean, I've learned so much. I hope you have learned something today as well. And we will be getting her back about the superfoods, and I'm so excited. We've got with similar interests in that area. So next week we've got another guest as well. Glamour Gran is coming on. She's well known in the social media. She's an inspirational lady as well in her 60s. She's inspiring so many people, especially young people as well. That'll be next Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the studios. So it'll be great if you come back and join me then as well. But thank you everybody for coming on and empowering me, encouraging me and inspiring me to do more videos every week. The aim of the videos is to inspire the viewers to maybe take some action, or maybe learn something, and if maybe share it with other people that may benefit. If you know a family member or friends that could benefit from today's show, that and maybe do some exercises, Pilates at home, that might help them health-wise, then share this video with your family members and friends. That would be great. So thank you everybody for coming on today, watching and supporting us. We got Bobby saying, well done, Shanna. Well done. Well done. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again. So please join me next Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and I will be looking forward to seeing you. And I will be posting videos before that to let you know the times and maybe give you more information if there's any changes. Thank you again. I hope to see you next week. Bye.
If you have a dream